welcome to a Nobushi guide. I know I'm a little bit hesitant about making this video because I'm worried I might shoot myself in the foot with it, because I'm sharing with you everything I know about the Nobushi. So let's get started. And oh well, I need views, so yeah, let's get started. No, you want to learn how to play Nobushi? Yeah, well, you come to the right place. The Nobushi is a hybrid hero who is really good at poking and retreating. And it's very important to know when to retreat and when to attack with the Nobushi. I know a lot of people give Nobushi shit on the internet, but to which I have to say, get good, mates, or like fuck off, because there's plenty of other pieces of shit out there like this fucking asshole. But let's just get started. The first combo is called the Poke the Nest combo. Now, if you've played Nobushi, you know what this is by now. This is 3 light attacks in a row, which looks something like this. What a lot of people might not know is that you can actually begin this combo with something called the Cobra Strike, which looks like this. You'll know if you did it right if you get Hoshinmaru from your Nobushi or whatever. Also, your blade turns purple, like that. So you can start with the Cobra Strike and then begin the poke. That begins the Poke the Nest combo. Wait. Now, if the second hit in the Poke the Nest combo is a hit, then the third one is guaranteed. The reason I'd recommend starting it off with Cobra Strike is because Cobra Strike is a bleed attack. So out of the 3 hits in Poke the Nest, if you use the Cobra Strike, 2 of them are bleeding, rather than just the last hit. You can also follow this combo, finish it off with a Viper's Retreat. Viper's Retreat looks like this. You'll know if you do it right if your blade turns purple. It also moves you back a little bit, so after you finished with your Poke the Nest combo, you have a little bit more distance, keeping them at your range. But the whole combo itself should look like this. Hold on. There you go. 4 attacks, just like that. So that's the combo. I'm going to do it a few times. Now, if you really want to be good with it, I'd recommend switching up your guard positions, obviously, to something like they're not really predicting. Cobra Strike can be used in any direction. The left and right ones kind of took a lot more practice. You gotta take a little bit of time to practice it. It's also very important to know which directions some of your attacks are hitting. For example, the Viper's Retreat, this attack, when you use it, it only hits upward, their upper guard position. So if you want to be as unpredictable as possible for the Poke the Nest combo, I'd recommend switching up the guard positions to make the most out of your unpredictability. The next combo we're going to talk about is the Poke the Nest kick. Now, this is 3 light attacks in a row, followed by a kick, followed by 3 light attacks in a row, and etc. You can go as long as you want. This is basically a fusion of 2 combos that are in the Nobushi's moveset, which are Poke the Nest and Cobra Strike mix-up. The Cobra Strike mix-up gives your Naginata a bleed effect after a kick. So when you continue your chain, the next time your Poke the Nest combo actually has 2 out of 3 bleeding effects going on, which is really good. The next combo we're going to talk about is the Sidewinder Slashes. Now, this is basically it looks like this. You gotta hold your left stick in a direction while pressing X while pressing R2. I'm sure you've seen an Nobushi do this before. It's kind of hilarious. But what people might not know is that you can also follow up the Sidewinder attack with a kick as well, because it is still a heavy attack. And it catches your opponent more so off guard, because I don't know if they know that you can do that. But as far as really combos for this go, I think that this is just something more so a heavy attack that comes out of nowhere. It's more so unpredictable. You can kind of dodge too while you're using it, but I would not recommend this move for trying to dodge and attack. There are some characters like the Peacekeeper who can dodge an attack at the same time, but the Nobushi, that does not work for her. The next ability we're going to talk about is the parry shield break combo. The Nobushi shield break has really great range, and it can be used right after a parry, and it's pretty much unblockable. It's a guaranteed hit. Watch as I parry this raider here, and then shield break him. See? That's a guaranteed shield break because I parried. Now there are a few heroes that this doesn't work on for the sake of range. The Raider is... He's one that it does work on, but the Nobushi, Valkyrie, and Lawbringer are all heroes that maybe it can work on, but it's kind of iffy. I just kind of stay away from trying the parry shield break combo with. But because they have longer shit, you need to close the gap with your shield break. Anyway, so you'd follow up, you'd start off with your parry, shield break, heavy attack, and then you can even add in a Viper's Retreat in there to really get some bleeding damage over the time. But while you do this parry shield break combo, the you don't have to follow up with a attack. This can get you your push off a ledge if you want, because it's a parry. It's basically just a really good indestructible shield break. So think of it more like that. Really good indestructible shield break. If you really wanted a shield break, you could always you could use that same combo for a normal shield break. The next ability we're going to talk about is Hidden Stance. There's a few heroes that actually have a down on the right stick ability, but the Nobushi's, she's one of them. Hidden Stance looks like it looks like this, and it can be a dodge, and it can also be the start of a attack or something. You can use your kick from Hidden Stance. You can use your light attack, which basically, if that hits, you get a second one that is guaranteed. It's kind of like starting the poke the nest combo in the second attack. Now I would recommend Hidden Stance. You never use your fucking kick unless you're leading with the kick, because it's kind of hard to use while in combat, and treat it more so as a dodge. See, I got lucky there. If you are going to use your dodge, follow up with just do the attacks. The kick's kind of iffy. Plan when you're going to use your Hidden Stance. Try to use it for the first attack that your enemy hero is giving you. It's difficult to use Hidden Stance in the middle of a chain, so try not to do that. Also, it interrupts their chain if you hit them with two attacks like that. Another thing to know about the game in general is that if there's an enemy that's at low health, like this Raider here, and you want to get that kill, the execution, simply shield break and then follow up with a heavy attack. I know for a lot of the heroes, I've tried this, after a shield break, a lot of times their heavy attacks take too long to swing, and the enemy hero can guard in time to block your attack. But the Nobushi, she can attack right after a shield break with a heavy attack, and it will always hit as long as you're firm on wanting to hit. She's one of those heroes that actually can always sink a heavy attack after a shield break. Another thing that we're going to talk about is the roll and the zone attack. Now the zone attack for the Nobushi is probably the best zone attack in the game, because the Nobushi has a shit ton of range, and the zone attack only adds to that. For all of the normal heroes, it adds to the range. So for her, it's like unbelievable range. It's really great if you're charging at a hero, and you're both gonna attack. If you lead with a zone attack and you time it right, more than likely you're probably gonna land it first just because of your range. Now, also with the zone attack, she actually does 2 attacks with it. You can cancel the second one if you press circle, but I'm sure you know this by now. The next thing we're gonna talk about is the roll. Every hero has a roll, but the Nobushi, since she has really good versatile retreats, her roll is really awesome. It actually looks like a Dark Souls roll. It can be used to dodge attacks while out of combat pretty well if you can time it right, which is why I'd also recommend playing Dark Souls before you play this game, or something like Bloodborne. The roll's really great. Practice that roll. I would never use the roll in combat. Use it for getting out of combat. Like if you had low health and this enemy was attacking you, it's good for getting out of combat. So just, yeah, practice that roll. Another thing, it's really useful to like run away, know when you're beat, and if you want to catch your enemy off guard. Zone attack is unbelievable range. People really underestimate how big her range is. Just you know, swap or donk them. See? Isn't that fucking dirty? Now let's look at build. As far as items go, defense is really great. It's always good. Get yourself some exhaustion recovery, because honestly I don't really know what the big deal about debuff resistance is. So again, as for chest piece, I don't know. I just kind of built generally everything. It's good to have revenge mode defense, revenge mode duration. Everything in that one is pretty good. As for arm pieces, defense is good. Stamina cost reduction. As long as you're good at controlling how much you attack, you should go with stamina cost reduction. Stamina regen is indeed good if you're fighting like crowd controllers. But if you know like how to retreat as well, you shouldn't have too much of an issue with crowd controllers. As for blade, I kind of just go with attack and defense penetration. Fuck block damage. Block damage is really fucking stupid. Don't ever go with block damage. Staff, go with attack. Execute health regen. Execute health regen keeps you in the fight longer. And revive speed is indeed useful. However, the Nobushi has a feat, if you really wanted to, that gives you rapid revive. And then for the actual blade part, attack, revenge gain, revenge mode, this is just kind of, all of them are good. Just kind of go with them all. As for feats, if you're playing Dominion, body count is excellent. This is the best fucking feat for Dominion. If you're playing anything else, I'd go with speed revive. Iron lungs is good if you're fighting crowd controllers and you need to get the hell out of places, but speedy revive is good if you've got, you know, your teammates or you're working together. Second feat, arrow strike. This is great. Smoke bomb's a piece of shit, don't go with that. And then revenge attack. This is good if you're trying to like get more revenge out of the Nobushi, obviously, but really she's not like a revenge building character. I would not build revenge with her. Those are more so for the defenders, as they can take more damage, they last longer, and then when they get their revenge they just have more damage and more shields. That's good for them, but she's a hybrid. With Nobushi, I would recommend the arrow strike. She is, I think, the only character that has this ability. Third feat, blissful rest. This is excellent because this brings yourself to full health, but what it doesn't say in the description is that it does it kind of periodically. Even if you're at full health, it still has a time limit where if you take damage, you can still heal that damage like instantly. It's really helpful if you're outnumbered, and it's really helpful if you just fall or you kill a hero from jumping and you're really low on health, and then you can use that to get yourself right back to it. The next feat, if not that one, would be longbow. You could totally build an all archery class with the Nobushi. This is like the only hero that you can totally build archery with, if you took your longbow. But I would recommend Blissful Rest. And then the Sharpened Blade, that is a shitty feat, as it basically gives your blade bleeding, but the Nobushi has a shit ton of abilities that gives her bleeding anyway, so you don't need it. The last one, Arrow Storm. This is great if you're trying to build archery. It does a lot of damage. Just great. A lot of other samurai heroes have it. I think actually all of them do. I haven't unlocked the Shinobi yet because I didn't have the season pass because I'm a fucking loser. But I'm sure he would have it. Stalwart Banner. This one's good if you're a team player. I guess you could build team play Nobushi, but really, I would recommend that one last. I'd have to recommend Arrow Storm though, because you do have to kind of be tactical with placement with Fire Trap, and Arrow Storm can be used across the map. It's also cool as fuck to use against minions because you feel like a badass, and you also get your body count passive, which gives you a lot of health. Yes, executions are very important. The executions I'd recommend are off with their head, because this is the shortest execution that the Nobushi has, timing in at, I believe, 3.8 seconds or whatever. And then Give Us a Smile. This is I think the longest execution, so get yourself a long and a short one. Off with their head is really good if you're surrounded by enemy heroes, but you want that execution. It's really fast. It's kind of hard to interrupt, that lands your execution. And then Give Us a Smile. This is really good if you just killed, this person is the last hero and you're executing them. It really adds insult to injury, as it's fucking awesome, especially if you have effects like the the darkness effect. But that one's really long. I don't know yet if the longer executions heal you for more against the shorter ones. As for emotes, Kicking Your Can, this one is fucking awesome, as it really also adds insult to injury by if you do this over a dead hero. It's like you're kicking them. And then Power, this one I went with just because. That should about wrap it up. I know that we've been doing a lot of For Honor videos on our channel. Honestly, it's a fun game, but hopefully we're going to be winding down on those, as Matt doesn't even have the game anymore. But thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, check out our other shit, and yeah, that should be about it. Good luck out there, Nobushis.